Okay everyone, welcome to your aim training guide for World War III. Now I know what you're thinking. Sarir, this is not World War III, this is Escape from Tarkov. What gives? Well, there's a couple reasons for this. First and foremost, World War III does not offer offline servers. That's the best way for me to make this video, is to have the time and the space to myself to kind of record all of what I'm about to show you in order to explain what you have to do to perfect your aim in World War III. I would love to do all of that in World War III itself, but currently the game does not offer an offline server for me to do so. Secondly, what I'm about to show you applies to any first-person shooter in my opinion. It's a quick and easy way to calibrate yourself for any game, and I think have consistent aim sensitivity in any game that you play. And the best part about all of this is that you will only need the 30 seconds or so that a World War III server gives you in order to warm up your aim in the way that I'm about to show you. So first things first, and again this will be really simple. What you want to do is, when you load into a game, find a wall. That's step 1. Step 2 is face the wall, and step 3 is to do a 180. But here's the catch. When you do a 180, you have to do so while using as much of the mousepad as you possibly can. Your mouse has to go as far across your entire mousepad as possible when you do this 180. What this is ensuring is that your sensitivity is nice and low. For first-person shooters, the ideal thing you want is a low sensitivity. It provides much more control for these little micro adjustments that you would have to do when adjusting to, like, let's say this dot is an enemy, and I ADS over here. You're never going to ADS exactly on somebody. You might every so often, but usually when you ADS, you're going to be a little bit off. And when you have a lower sensitivity, it's much easier to make these micro adjustments to your intended target. And so that's what you need to do. Find a wall, face it, and do a 180 while trying to cover as much real estate on your mousepad as possible. You have to cross almost your entire mousepad when you do this 180. And the key is, like, you might have a really high sensitivity to begin with. So you might cover like a quarter of your mousepad when you do a 180 or something. So if that's the case, you just go into settings. I mean, it'll be different for World War III, but there will be sensitivity setting under the controls tab, and basically just adjust your number so that you're able to comfortably do that 180 when you attempt it. And there's a more in-depth way to find your perfect sensitivity, but I find that the theory is if you pick a sensitivity and just stick with it and practice with it, use it a lot, you will be fine. Your skill level is more dependent on things like finding these long angles and holding them, getting there first, having the game sense necessary to outplay your opponents. If you've played games like Rainbow Six Siege, Counter-Strike, Valorant, you'll know what I'm talking about. Your game sense and your ability to time things better than your opponents is what will actually win you fights, more so than your aim. What I'm showing you is still important, but it's just meant to be a supplement to that. So anyway, this is a more consistent way to find your perfect sensitivity in any first-person shooter. So now, once you've found this perfect sensitivity, you're basically 80% done. The hardest part has been accomplished, finding the right number for your sensitivity values. The last 20% is just what you can do at the start of any game during the warm-up phase in World War III. Again, what you want to do is find a wall, and what you're going to do is first, you're going to spend a whole clip shooting. You're going to start at the center point and then aim down and fire a bullet hole. Then you're going to aim up and fire another bullet hole. In World War III, the hip fire accuracy is much more random than if you ADS, so I would recommend doing this while ADS'd in World War III. Basically, you're going to aim down, make a bullet hole, aim up, make a bullet hole. And then you're going to keep aiming down and up and trying to hit the same exact spot on the wall. And you're going to do this for an entire clip. In fact, I'll just do this ADS just to show you what it'll look like in World War III. So again, you're just going up and down, and you're going to try and do this as fast as possible. You can even start center, move down, center up, center down, but usually you're just going to go up and down. And once your clip is done, obviously reload. And now, as you might guess, you're going to go left, make a bullet hole, and then you're going to go right, make a bullet hole. And now you're going to do the same thing as you were doing before, except now left, hit the same spot, right hit the same spot. Left hit the same spot, right hit the same spot. Keep trying to hit the same spot. Make sure, try your best to make sure there's only one hole on the wall. And again, you're going to try and go as fast as you possibly can. For a full clip. So now once that clip is done, this is where the fun part starts. Essentially what you're going to do now is you're going to go crazy. You're going to try and randomly hit. Just try to randomly hit, not randomly, but you're not going to have a specific order like left, right, up, down. You're going to try and mix it. You're just going to have random up, down, left, down, right. You're going to have some diagonal micro adjustments, some up and down if you want still. Whatever you feel like is a little weaker, turn to that. But basically you're going to try and hit all four in a random order, as like so. And the real key is, hopefully if your sensitivity has been made low enough, you're only using your wrist when you do this. Despite how low your sensitivity is, what you're doing here should be mostly wrist movements. So again, like so. Eventually you want to kind of get to that rapid fire level, like I was just doing. And that's it. Once you've done that for about 3 or 4 clips, your first 2 clips were up and down. Your first clip was up and down. Your second clip was left, right. And then your next 1 or 2 clips is just going random like this. That's something you can do in the 30 seconds that the server is taking to get the game started, make sure everybody's in. During those 30 seconds or 20 seconds, you can start doing this to warm up your aim. And you can do it in every single game. Once you've done that, you have your close to perfect sensitivity and you've warmed up your wrist, your aim, your reflexes, and you're ready to go. But once again, keep in mind, the most important thing is to remember that this is a supplement to the really key skills, your game sense, your ability to find a long angle and take that angle early so you can catch people running or trying to take the angle after you have. You know, your things like your reaction time and just your overall experience with the game are all much more important than this. This is just meant to be a very key supplement to all of that. If you're already able to flank and think through where to go and how to outposition your opponents, you've done most of the hard work. And then this is like the final 10% of what you would need to do to make sure your aim is where it needs to be. And one other important thing to make sure you're able to do is to look at the center of these 4 holes in the wall that you've created and be able to strafe back and forth and keep the center of your screen locked onto the center of that diamond. Whether you're strafing close or far away from the diamond, you should be able to hold the center of your screen directly on the center of that diamond as you strafe back and forth. If you're comfortably able to do that, that can be huge, especially for fights in close quarters where you're playing around a doorway. It's useful to be able to hold that doorway and kill anyone who comes through it. No matter what, just remember that even with all of this skill set and reflexes and aim and game sense and everything that you might have, you cannot win them all. You will fail to hit some shots, you will fail to kill someone when you should have, and it might cost the game. And you gotta remember, it's okay. For someone else on the other team to have a good game, you might have to have a shitty game. In order for you to have a good game, someone else has to be having a shitty game. It's a give and take in competitive gaming. So just remember, even with all of this which I've taught you, you cannot win them all. And that's going to be a common theme with a lot of my tutorial videos, is to keep a cool head. If you're losing the game, who gives a shit? That's why I like games like World War III. You're not actually punished for losing. You always gain some reward at the end of the day. But in any case, this was just meant to be a quick aim guide to help you get better at World War III. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you did or did not, please leave a comment below letting me know how I could have improved it. I want to thank you all so much for watching. My name is Zarir, and I'll see you all next time in the server.